7 stories from Republic of South Africa are featured in our events roundup for this week. While in his Just My Opinion segment, Guy Dermil Sanwan answers a question posed by one of our viewers. And for our advisory, we will talk about a new exciting feature in our personal office. All this in just a moment. To all our viewers around the world, this is MNC, your Mavro News channel. This week, we present to you 6 events from our community in Republic of South Africa that happened between the last few days of December last year until the middle of January this year. We start off with Guider Sibuni Suseli, who organized a presentation on December 29 of last year at Bulamelu Kreshi in Pietermaritzburg. He only had 2 people in attendance, but this did not dampen his spirit in sharing with them the beauty of the community. He succinctly described as a platform where people send help to one another and in turn get a 30% donation growth as reward for their benevolence. He also told them that is Sergey Mavrody's lifetime project to fight off the current unfair world system. Guider Sibunison next talk about money and what it really is, before moving on to the benefits each member enjoy in As parting words, he encouraged the attendees to join the community for their own good and help to spread the word to others who also want to be freed from financial bondage. Guider Siswe also had a small audience for his event the following day at the V Community Hall in Durban. At the onset of the occasion, he asked them if people are really financially independent, to which he followed with a statement that only few can say yes to the question because the rest are all still wallowing under a deep financial bondage. Along this premise, Guider Siswe relayed how even the poorest of families could now afford to put a decent meal on their tables after came to South Africa. He added that this is because of the many benefits offers, and he discussed them one by one. Along the presentation, Guider Siswe encouraged questions from his guests. Their exchanges became passionate at times, but he kept his cool and made sure that every question was answered clearly. Before ending, he left them with another question whether they are willing to put up a good fight for a better tomorrow by helping spread or are just choose to be comfortable with the status quo. Also on December 30th of last year, Guider Noma had 4 guests in her residence at Elton Street in East London to listen to her talk about Like in her previous events, she opted to have it at her place instead of spending funds on bigger venues. In her opening remarks, she told her audience that they were at the right place if their goal is to attain financial independence, as has the capability of helping them realize it. From there, she went on to explain history, its ideology, and how the platform works. Her guests already had an idea of what is, so questions were raised as she was discussing different topics. Instead of deferring to answer, Guider Noma tackled them head-on, while at the same time making sure that they also hear one other things that are equally important. The attendees appreciated that and said that their interest in the community became stronger because of her thorough replies. They also was appreciative of Guider Noma telling them about the risks involved in participation instead of hyping them up.
And he believes that a person doesn't need a lot of money to be happy. It is sufficient for them to be able to make use of it at any time, to know that they possess it. We don't need.
That was Guider Sibusiso Sikalala as he was describing one of Sergey Mavrody's vision for the members of the community. This happened during his presentation on New Year's Eve at the Kwazimba Community Hall. Earlier, he already gave them an overview of what MMM is and showed them the map of its global presence. Guider Sibusiso next discussed in detail the ideology of MMM, its founder, and the chronology of its creation from Russia to its spread around the globe. Next up for Guider Sibusiso was the advantages MMM gives to members. He meticulously explained to the guests each of the benefits by giving different examples and showed them how they can get the most out of it. But he was quick to remind them that with these good things come risks that they need to be aware of. He told them that talking about this risk is not meant to scare them. Instead, it is to give them a realistic view of the good and the bad in MMM. Questions from the audience were entertained before he finally ended the gathering. When it is your first time doing an MM presentation with an audience, you most likely would depend on a guide to read from. And that is what Guider Jabolisili M. Tatwa did during her presentation at the Stangor Siva Sungam on January 7, 2017. She had 5 people in attendance who listened to her intently as she read from her tablet. She looked like a high school student delivering a report in front of the class. But to her audience, it was all okay, as they said they were more after the content. And though she started more at her device than her audience, Guider Jabolisili was able to show them what MMM is and how its peer-to-peer donation exchange platform works. She also touched on Bitcoins and the advantages of using it in MMM. The latter part of the event was focused on the technical aspects of MMM. Guider Jabolisili showed them how to register on the official website and log into the personal office. Afterwards, she showed them how to navigate inside the personal office. In her closing message, she encouraged them to aim on becoming a guider like her. She told them that more than the additional bonuses, it will also help them improve their communication and social skills. Another guider who was busy on January 7th of this year was Guider Jaev Omar, who organized an offline event at the Woodview Secondary School in Durban.
Everybody's Javed again. MMM Guider. Well, I have one of my colleagues.
Like in his previous talks, he delivered the entire presentation in less than 20 minutes without missing any important parts. Guider Javed shared to his guests that ever since the MMM started in South Africa in 2015, the donation exchange community has helped change many lives for the better. He added that one thing that attracts people to it is that it has no central account and does not collect money from participants. Thus, it makes them more confident in making donations as they are sure it gets to the recipient directly. From there, he showed them how the platform really works and also the many benefits it has to offer for those who wanted to participate. Guider Javed also talked about the risks involved and the rules and safe participation, putting emphasis on the use of spare funds only. Before ending, Guider Omar invited fellow guider Salim Ahmed to deliver a short message. Here is a snippet.
The foundation of MMM is people. Having new members coming on board and being active ensures stability, sustainability, and further growth. Therefore, I want to help in this process. I would like to share my knowledge with the people and thereby being able to recruit or to bring in as many new members as I can.
Great day everyone, how's your weekend? My name is Emil and this is Just My Opinion. Continuing with our activity on discussing topics coming from the suggestion of our audience, this week we'll have a very exciting segment again. As I mentioned before, we receive tons of suggested topics, so we choose a few of the best submissions for the benefit of everybody. Last week, one of our avid viewers sent us a question that says, how to be more enthusiastic in MMM? It really caught my attention because it was the first time we received that kind of question. I think the sender wants to know how to be more enthusiastic when it comes to developing the MMM community. So I think the question is very timely since many of our participants and even guiders are having a hard time building their own structure. I think I want to share what I learned from my personal experiences and the trainings I attended. Do you know that having enthusiasm or the feeling of excitement is very attainable? You can be excited easily by thoughts about wealth, money, vacation, etc. But the problem is the enthusiasm coming from material things are often short-lived. So maintaining your excitement level is really a hard thing to do. But do you know that there's a better way to heighten up and maintain your excitement level? It's not that easy, or it's not as easy as you think, but it's not that difficult either. I learned the best way to be always enthusiastic is to know your deepest why. That's it. You heard it correctly. Knowing your why is the most effective way to maintain your enthusiasm in whatever it is that you are doing. Your deepest why means your purpose, why you are pursuing, why you are working so hard, and why you are staying in this community. Now let me ask you, have you asked yourself the deepest reason why you're here? Have you asked yourself about the things you want to accomplish in your life? If your answer is no, then maybe this is the time to do it. Maybe watching this video is your first step towards knowing your whys. Your whys can be your highest dreams and goals. It can also be your ultimate purpose here on earth. Or maybe your biggest why are the people around you, your family and friends, because you really want to help them and have a positive impact on their living. Whatever it is or whoever it is, you really have to know and define it. Because chances are, if you still don't make the effort to know it, you're not only killing your enthusiasm, but you are also setting yourself in a great failure. Well, if you still don't believe me, try observing the people around you. Most of them don't really know their whys. That's why they end up being like slaves. Slaves of what? Slaves of money, slaves of their job, slaves of their work. So, if you don't want to be like the majority, you better know your whys. So after this video, get a paper and pen, sit down for a few minutes, then ask yourself why you're pursuing to be successful in life. When you do it, I assure you, you will not only maintain your enthusiasm in MMM, but you will also give yourself a clear direction on where to go in life. That's it for this week. I'll see you again next week. This is Emil saying, always remember that everything that I said in this video is just my opinion. Have a great day and bye-bye.
Recently, our administrators have launched another feature wherein we providing help with Bitcoins you can choose with currently will grow, BTC or your local Mavro currency. However, until recently it has been working badly. But with the efforts of our technical team, the administrators are proud to announce that the errors had been fixed and it is now working round the clock. So what does this feature do? It gives you the possibility to convert from Mavro BTC to your local currency Mavro and back. For example, if Bitcoin price is increasing, then you may keep Mavro BTC on your account. If BTC rate starts to go down, then you may convert to your local currency Mavro. If Bitcoin exchange rate starts to move up again, then you can switch back to Mavro BTC. It works like currency trading. With this innovation, the administrators hope the participants will be able to maximize their donation rewards and at the same time be protected against BTC price fluctuation. Another week has passed for MNC, your Mavro news channel. And late as it may be, we want to greet all mothers around the world a very happy Mother's Day. I am Mark. Always remember, together we change the world.